All right. So now we're doing TryHackMe, pre-security, how the web works, putting it all together. Task 4, the quiz. All right. So we're going to click the view site button to the right, and using everything we've learned from the other modules, we're going to drag and drop the tiles into the correct order of how to request a website. Of how a request to a website works to reveal the flag. How about that? So we're going to note when placing the tile in the correct position, it's going to highlight green. When it's wrong, it's going to be red. And we're going to make sure not to refresh the page, or it's going to reset the tiles all to blank again. Gotcha. So let's view the site and let's go. All right, so we got 11 tiles right here, and we're just going to put them in order from 1 to 11. So first off, we're going to request tryhackme.com in our browser. Now, I've done this a few times. Hopefully, I'll be able to get it right the first time, but who knows? So that's the first part right there. So remember from when we were doing the local cache, checking our local cache for the IP addresses, querying the root server, and then also the recursive thing at the ISP. First, we're going to check the local cache for the IP address to see if we have it on our computer. If not, we're going to check the recursive DNS server for the web address over at the internet service provider, right? If they don't have it, then we're going to request the root server to find the authoritative DNS server, right? And then we'll probably have the IP address by then, right? So now that we're at the authoritative DNS server, it's going to advise the IP address for the website. It's going to tell us what the IP address is. All right. So now that we're here and we're through all that stuff, now we're going to have to request passes through the web application firewall, because we're already almost to the actual website itself. Right. So let's do that. So now that we're through the firewall, we're going to need to request passes through the load balancer, so we know which server we can go to. Right. So after that, we're through all that stuff, and now we can actually connect to the web server on either 80 or 443, depending on if it's secure, which is 443, or not, which is 80, right? So now that we've done that, let's see. Web server receives the GET request or talks to the application. We're going to have to, the server is going to have to receive the GET request before it actually talks to the database, which is the next thing. And then once it talks to the database, they can send everything back to us, to our browser, for the viewable website. And there we go. All right. So now we've got THM. You've got the order. Let's copy that right there. Okay. Drop it in right here. Slap. And let's give them a 10 first, because, you know, it's going to just go to the next thing. And submit it. All right. And then submit that too. Boom. Close. There we go. Confetti and everything. Finally done with that one. Share it. No, thank you. 7 days in a row. Oh, look at us. What about yesterday, though? Whatever. Badge earned. We got a badge. And let's go to Linux fundamentals. There we go. Take your time. All right. So now we're on to Linux fundamentals part 1. And we'll see you next time.